In this video, we're going to be looking at currency conversions. Let's start with the first question. We need to convert £200 into US dollars using these conversion rates given to us above. We've been given two conversions up here. We've got one that tells us what a pound is worth in dollars and another one that tells us what £1 is worth in euros. For this question, we need the conversion between pounds and dollars. We're going to answer this question using proportional reasoning. So I'm going to start by writing out the information we've been given. We know £1 is $1.33. And what we want to find is £200 in dollars. So I'm going to write £200 underneath my £1 here. So keeping the currencies in line. And what we need to work out is what it's worth in dollars. At this point, there are two ways you could go about it. You could either try working across or you could try working down. I'll explain what I mean by that. If we're working across, we need to think about what do we do to this number here, this 1, to turn it into a 1.33? Well, we need to multiply by 1.33. Now, what this is saying is each pound is worth 1.33 times as many dollars. So if we've got £200, it's going to be worth 1.33 times 200, or 200 times 1.33. If we work that out, we get 266. So that's our answer. Now, there is another way to do it. We could work downwards instead. Let's see what this looks like. Working downwards, we need to think, what do we multiply 1 by to get to 200? Well, we multiply by 200. And that means to work out this missing number here, we need to multiply by 200 this way. So, what this is saying is that if £1 is worth $1.33 and we've got 200 lots of £1, then we must have 200 lots of $1.33. And if you work that out, you get the same answer as we got before, $266. Now, I think it's really worthwhile becoming comfortable with both ideas, working across and working down. That's because in some situations it will be easier to work across, so that's what you'll want to do. And in other situations, it will be easier to work downwards, so that's what you'll want to do. You'll see what I mean when we look at the remaining examples. Here's question 2. This time we want to convert $400 into pounds. So we're still looking at a dollars and pounds conversion, which means we need this conversion rate here. And what I'm going to do is start exactly like I did before by copying this out. So I've written out my exchange here. £1 is $1.33. Now what we want to find is $400 in pounds. So I'm going to write $400 underneath the $1.33. I'm keeping my currencies lined up. What we're trying to find here then is the missing number here, what $400 is worth in pounds. Let's try working across to solve this problem. $1.33 or $1.33 is worth £1. To go from there to there, what we need to do is divide by 1.33. How do I know that? Well, any number divided by itself is just going to give us 1. So that's what we need to do to turn the number of dollars into the number of pounds we have. So we do the same thing down here. 400 divided by 1.33 will give us the number of pounds we need. Now, if we work that out, we end up getting this number on our calculator, 300.7518797. And that's how many pounds $400 is worth. However, we can't leave that as our answer. When we're working with pounds or dollars or euros, we can only write up to 2 decimal places. That's because each pound or dollar or euro is only divided into 100 parts. We've got 100 pence in a pound, 100 cents in a dollar, and 100 euro cents in €1. So it only makes sense to go to 2 decimal places. Therefore, we would round this to £300 and 75 pence, which I would write like this. So we've got our answer. We found this by working across like this. Now, in this particular question, I think working across is easier than working down. It is easier to spot that we need to divide the number of dollars by 1.33 to get the number of pounds we need. It's harder to think about what multiplier we need to use when working downwards. Let me show you why. Working downwards, we need to find what we multiply or divide 1.33 by to get it to 400. Now, that's not something that can be done easily in your head, whereas it was easy to see when we were working across that you just divided this number 1.33 by 1.33 to get to 1 here. So that's why working across was easy, but working downwards is hard. It's not really that difficult though. We can think about this in 2 steps. To go from 1.33 to 400, what we can do is divide by 1.33 to get $1 and then multiply by 400 to get to $400. So that's 2 steps. Divide by 1.33 and then multiply by 400. And that is simply equivalent to multiplying by 400 over 1.33. So if you're comfortable with this idea, what you can then do is multiply the £1 by 400 over 1.33 on your calculator. And if you work that out, you'll get the same answer that we got before, and we will have to round that to 2 decimal places to give our final answer. Remember, because it's money, we don't want to have too many decimal places. Let's move on to the next one. In this example, we want to convert 340 euros into dollars. Now, we don't have an exchange rate here that links euros to dollars. So we're going to have to do this in 2 steps. First, we're going to have to use this one to convert euros into pounds. And then, once we've got our 340 euros in pounds, we're going to have to use this exchange rate to convert that into dollars. So I'll set up my working. I'm going to start with this one. £1 is €1 12 cents. We need to work out what 340 euros is in pounds to start with. And then once we've got this answer, we can convert it into dollars. So I'm going to, on the side here, write out this exchange. So that's £1 is worth $1.33. We're going to have to convert whatever this number of pounds is into dollars. And this will be our final answer. Pause the video and see if you can complete this problem for yourself. Here's how I would go about this one. To convert the number of euros we've got into the number of pounds that's worth, you need to divide by 1.12. Now, that means we have to divide 340 by 1.12 to find out what 340 euros is worth in pounds. If we do that, we get £303 and 57 pence, rounded to the nearest penny. But actually, I don't want to round at this stage because it's not my final answer. So I'm going to keep the other digits on my calculator. So what we've got is 340 euros being worth this many pounds, and we want to turn that into dollars. So we want to turn this many pounds, 303.57, whatever's on my calculator, into dollars here. How do I do that? Well, to convert the number of pounds I have into the number of dollars that's worth, I need to multiply by 1.33. That means I need to do the same thing down here, multiply by 1.33. And if I do that, I get $403 $8.75 exactly. Now in this example I've chosen to work across in both cases rather than working down, but you could still have done this by working down if you wanted to. I just think it's a bit easier to see what's going on in this example when we work across. When we get to question 6, you'll see that it might be easier to work downwards in that kind of example though, which is why I said earlier on that it's important to be aware of both ideas. Here's question 4. This time we want to convert $817.50 into euros. So just like in the previous example, we're going to have to do this in 2 stages. We're going to have to convert the number of dollars we've got into pounds first, and then convert that number of pounds into euros using this second exchange rate. Pause the video and have a go at this for yourself. Here is one set of workings you might have done. Even if you tried a different method, maybe you tried working downwards, you still should have got an answer of €688.42. In my workings here, I have converted $817.50 into pounds, about £614 and a bit, using this conversion here. And then I've used this number of pounds, 614 and a bit, and this conversion up here to turn that into euros, and I get 688.42. In this example, we're being asked, is it cheaper to buy a phone at £969, $1,249, or €1,099? Now, these are all in different currencies. So to compare them fairly, what we want to do is turn them all into the same currency. In this particular case, it's easiest to turn them all into pounds. That's because turning dollars into euros or euros into dollars involves a 2-step process, like we've seen in the previous questions. But turning dollars or euros into pounds only involves a 1-step process because we've been given a direct conversion between pounds and dollars and between pounds and euros. Pause the video and have a go for yourself. Here's what I get. I've worked out that $1,249 is £939.10. And I've also worked out that 1,099 euros is £981.25. So the cheapest of these is this one, £939.10, which was the $1,249 price. In question 6, we've got a bureau that changes 7,500 Indian rupees into £88. We need to then work out how many rupees £1 is worth. I'm going to start by writing out the information we've been given. That is 7,500 rupees is £88. And what we want to work out is how many rupees £1 is worth. Now, this is an example where it is easier to work downwards than to work across. Going across, I have to think a little bit to work out what I need to multiply 88 by to get to 7,500. But I don't have to think very hard to work out what I'm doing to 88 to get to £1. What do I need to multiply or divide by? Well, I need to divide by 88. £88 divided by 88 gets me to £1. That means I can do the same thing over here. If I divide 7,500 rupees by 88, I get 85 rupees and 23. That's rounded to 2 decimal places correctly. So working downwards in this case is much easier than trying to work across.